Oh, yes, this is Wappingham's Forest. Another day in the Matrix, obviously. Out here vibing, figuring out the gimbal, you know. For some reason that looks like a very large snake. I guess that's just where my mind is. Off in the distance you see a tenacious beast named May. And these are the journeys of Wappingham, truly. The presence of mind attached to this mystical place. It's unfathomable. It really is. What a vibe. Seen every weather pattern known to man over the past week. Except for tornadoes. I didn't see that. No NATOs out here. You know. But other than that, we've seen everything. Just out here vibing. And that's really all you can do. Is find a place to go vibe. You know. It's out there somewhere. The village of vibe. You know, a vibrance that it completes you, you know, in some form. But that's what we have out here, that type of vibe. It's like a barren wasteland out here right now. It's bare. And that's kind of like a bear right there, but not, you know. I know I lifted heavy weights this morning. It's got this gimbal all shaky like. That's what I know. Bench pressing for a solid hour. Man. Makes you feel like a barbarian, you know? But out here in Wappingham's Forest, just looking ahead. Chin up, chest out, deep breaths, self-motivation. Wappingham. And that's what it is, man. We're 3 minutes in. Feels like an eternity. It may have been. Nobody knows. Nobody knows these things, you know? But I'm just roasting a bone. Trying to stay above, you know? All these puns. Pontificating. It's a great word. Pontification. Really, it means to pontificate. Yeah, that's what it means. Feels so good out here, man. Hey, yo, May. May. It's just me and the dogs. That's what life's trail is, really. I mean, it's you and your dogs, whoever they are. Whatever your dogs are, man, that's life, you know? Just out here raising the frequency. Oh. you know, nobody really knows what day it is or what time it is. They think they do, you know, that's the Matrix. We're attempting to break it out here. That's all we can do, you know, is break the Matrix out here in Wappingham's Forest. In many ways, you have to respect it, at least for being a forest with creatures you may or may not know the origins of. I can't stress this enough. Trolls, shapeshifters, pixies, they're out here somewhere. The other dog is way up there, barking at something. We don't know. What do you sense up there, dog? Literally hunting out here for who knows what, but we are hunting. Possibly for knowledge and that shape that you see there, that arch. Hey, yo, Ookie. But legitimately up there in the way up there, that other dog has found something. We don't know what yet. I would surmise to say it's a shapeshifter, and these are my opinions. Did you find what you were looking for? Cool. Very cool. We are 7 minutes into the stream. Can you imagine? A whole 7 minutes in, and nobody has made a joke about anything. I mean, even if all you have to say is a knock-knock joke, you bring it on, all right? All right, we want to hear it. We want actual sarcasm in this chat immediately. We have to reassure that we're not all bots to some capacity. We have got to make sure of this. Man, she saw something off in the distance. For real ski. Might be good eating over there. Go check it out. What do we got over here? See, you got to watch around these streams with your dogs because that's a lot higher than it normally is. If you look at the other, what did you find up here? Hey, be careful. Don't let it lure you in. Hey, yo, May, come over here. Both of you, don't get caught in that trap. Whatever that troll-like creature is in that tree. Don't let it do you that way. You gotta be smarter. All right, come on. Let's go. Roasting a bone, being watched by a drone, being watched by my phone, being watched in my home. Yeah, yeah. Ha 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 ha. So how about that drone situation, huh? Yeah, how about that? All right. Wop sauce. Extra groovy, exhilarated wop sauce. That's what we bring to the table, to the round table of Sir Wappingham. You gotta love it. Where they're going, nobody knows. But it's somewhere. Not too far. Wappingham, Wappingham, and Wappingham, 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 and ham. We are live in Wappingham's forest. 10 minutes into the stream. At 50 likes, I will do a dance on camera. Exuberant it may be, however, yet still monumentous, okay? This is the life of Wappingham, and really what we're doing is we're bringing to the forefront knowledge, light, guidance, motivation. You know, all these descriptive words. What else can we do? True story. It's very true. Feels incredible out here, man. If you've never spent the night in the woods, you probably should. Just to know that, like for example, something lives in that tree. You know this. But you want to know what's in there, you know? It feels like fall out here. I mean, not fall out the game, but kinda. Wappingham, Wappingham, and Wappingham, Wappingham, and Wappingham. Oh man! Like I was saying earlier, nobody knows what day it is, or what time it is, and why would you need to actually know? Regardless. Sounds like what the Matrix would want is for us to all know what time it is all the time, to know the weather and the price of gas in Hong Kong. I mean, it all seems irrelevant, however, to a somber mind. Wappingham, Wappingham, and ham. Got some stuff there on your shoulder. Look like we don't see it. What's some sniffiness going on here, man? Oh yeah. Thanks. But we're just out here whopping, thinking out loud, which is all any of us are actually doing, regardless. That is the first bird that we have heard chirp out here today. And oh, chirpy, chirpy. Wappingham, 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 and ham. Uh-oh, squirrel alert. Check this out. That's really cool, bruh. Yo, that squirrel is shook. Hey, May. Yo, this is crazy. I saw it. I seen it. You are Tenacious D. That's your new name. Tenacious D. Bam. Genius. I mean, I've never tasted squirrel, but I'm up for anything. I'm a savage like the rest of them. I mean, if I had to, I would absolutely eat a squirrel. The tree rat of the woods, right? Oh, you put your 2 cents in. I saw you. It wasn't as, extraordinary as her. She has besieged that squirrel's very livelihood. Onward. We will move forward. Hi-ho, Silva. Hi-ha. Very good, very good. She's retracing the steps. She's gonna make sure that no other squirrels double-backed on her. What do you think about this, huh? Oh, being hey, over here. You got this. Come on. Good job. I commend thee. Oh, being she went right back over there. She was appeasing me, man. But anyway. Feeling good. Looking good. This is all we do. You know, what else can you do? I ate push-ups for breakfast. Came out here and felt like sharing it with everyone, you know? It's kind of raining. And anything other than humidity, it's nice. Really nice. So we are up to 54 people in here and no likes. But know this, 54 people, at 50 likes, I will do a dance on camera that will shake the very fabric of the surface of the realm of possibility. Just we got one. Let's go, baby. So we are, like I said, at 50 likes, gonna do this incredible gyration of vibrance. Just letting you know. Excuse me. Oh, Wappingham. Oh, Wappingham. Oh, Wappingham. Oh, Wappingham. 88 people. Let's go, baby. Raise the frequency. It's like I was saying, at 50 likes, I will do a dance on camera. Hey, look at how white that tree is. That's really cool. That's really cool. Come on. We've seen some things already today. Truly. You chasing that squirrel was monumental. It's impressive. Really. It gives me hope for the future. You know, the apocalypse and how I don't want to starve. It's really nice. So we're up to 82 people in here. All right. You 82 people, you need to start telling jokes in the comments. Or you need to drop some likes for me to do that dance that I want to do. So badly do I want to do a dance that it may change the world. I'm just saying, there's the incentive. All right. And you may all be view bots. No one knows. No one knows. But we are 18 minutes into the stream. This is Wappingham's Forest. We're having a good time. Raising the frequency. Uh-oh. Dak, welcome. The real question is, where am I not? At this present moment, I'm in a place called Wappingham. It's extraordinary. It really is. It's 2 clicks past Wapsauce Avenue. You know, it's a stone's throw from Wappingham's Palace and things to this nature, my friend. But that's really what we're doing, man. We're just out here raising the vibe. You know, this is a peaceful place for me. And I'm sure all of you have a peaceful place to go to. I'm sure of this. One must. One must. She found a shapeshifter earlier. I mean, you have to go back 10, 12 minutes to find it, but it's on there somewhere. I'm sure on camera it would be blurry, as a shapeshifter would be. Top of the morning, Aladdin. Which sounded really cool, me saying that. You know. Top of the morning. That's how you're supposed to say it, like you're from Ireland. That's what, you know. I never liked Guinness. It's too frothy. Just too frothy. Up to 4 likes, let's go, baby. Like I was saying earlier, at 50 likes, I will do a dance on camera that we can all look back at and remember. Other than that, we're looking straight ahead. You know, we're seeing the future. Because truth be told, the future is now. Fresh air, baby. I am Bigfoot, Aladdin. All right. Legit. Huge feet. There's less hair than what you would think the Sam Squanch actually has. But that's all a myth. You know? All a myth. But I appreciate that, Dak. Yeah, I didn't come out here yesterday, and I should have. I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, I should have came out here yesterday, bro. The sun was more so, you know what I mean, present. It's kind of dreary right now. It's like a Tim Burton movie, kind of. She knows what that means. It means chill. Chill. Hey, I know what you want to do. I know. I don't know if you guys can see her, but she sees something that we don't. Possibly protein. Just out here vibing. It's all positive here, baby. You know, one of those chill streams. Just out here singing a song and thinking, man, something's got to be above me watching this. What do you think? This has to be the greatest show on earth. I mean, the human experience, you know, has to be. "23 minutes in, self-motivation, cleaning up trash, snapping to a Slim Jim. Man, I used to get down on some Slim Jims. They're so bad for you. That sucks. Up here on the left is that tree that we found some type of creature in that we have not actually discovered the origins of. It's incredible, really. It's one of the main videos on the channel, but I'll show you this tree because, hey, May, come over here. She's gone. This up here, man, is no joke. Now, we don't know what this translucent creature actually was, but when I came back to look back into this hollowed out tree, it was no longer present. And like I said, you can look on that on the channel and you'll find the video. Whatever I saw up in that tree has no explanation, truly. truth be told. Yeah, just out here vibing, feeling the fresh air, making sure that sarcasm reigns supreme. What has she discovered? Did you hear that? Probably another squirrel, most likely. I mean, I want it to be a mythological creature, per se. Yeah. It's funny from how far away she actually sees these animals from such a distance, you know. Sound like a dolphin. This right here is one of my favorite spots. Good job. What'd you find? Why don't you have it? All that wasted energy. I feel feral out here, I really do. And it's nice because when it's like this, people aren't venturing out in the woods that I'm in. You know, not as much as you would think. This weather makes people stay inside. You know, it's too much. It's too much for them, man. They need air conditioning. And that's technically the concrete jungle. That's how you get weak. You know, that's how you get soft. That's how your dogs get weak and soft. And who wants that? You know? Let's go, baby. Up to 6 likes, feeling good, looking good. Out here in the woods, roasting a bone. We are a half hour into the stream. And it feels great out here. That is appropriate, though, when I start talking about the how to make you weak and soft. We lost half the viewers in here. We had 58 people watching. I mean, viewer bots viewing. And when I started talking about being soft and weak because of an overexposure to EMF from the blue light, man, they were gone. You know, they know. They know what it's all about. The truth. You guys know what I'm saying. This is hella muddy. Good job. I like your energy. This is a reminder that we are still very close to the jungle of concrete. Very close. You know, escaping it really is the caption that I should have at the bottom of the screen. This part right here is huge because it's kind of the dividing line on some level. This very old tree. Very old. You can hear off in the distance engines. Combustible, you know. In the future, they'll look back and they'll be like, man, that's when you could hear things. Hey, yo, May. She's so far up there. You wouldn't believe it. She just sneaks off, man. Because I don't stay on her. Gone. I guarantee a hobbit lives here, and this is the remains of the pumpkin he just ate. All those pumpkin seeds, man. Devoured it. Sounds like a hawk. Some type of screeching bird. Now see that right there, check that out. Something definitely forced its way into that pumpkin. All right. That does not look like consent at all. What do you think? Let's move forward. The remains of a feast of pumpkin-like proportions. Hey, Duke, stay with, hey, Duke, come here. Come here for a second. See, this Rottweiler can be vicious, so we want to make sure we do that. All right, come on. Just need to put a GoPro on him. Be nice. It would look something like this. Yeah, she's definitely feral. Water bottles all over the place. All right, I'm gonna take you off this leash, all right? Come here. Good job. Let's go. So whopping ham, and a whopping ham, and a whopping ham, and a whopping ham. Oh yeah. Man, fresh air, baby. Being in a building or in a home or anywhere other than outside, it's just a lower frequency. You can actually vibe with whatever's above you when you're outside. It's worth it. 33 minutes in. This is your daily dose of Zen. I am your host, Wop Sauce. I welcome you all. Off in the distance is a vicious, tenacious Staffordshire pit bull-esque type of beast. Nobody really knows where dogs come from. I mean, is it really wolves? It's hard for me to believe that. But if you look at the really small ones, I don't know. That's hard. Hard to believe this guy right here came from a wolf. Maybe a werewolf, you know? It's more like it. Hey, yo, May. She's way out there again. Being a dog, you know? 43 people in here. Let's get some jokes, some sarcasm in the comments, baby. Somebody make a joke of some type. So we know you're not a bot. This is a test that I frequent just to make sure that people realize that it's not just about numbers. We want to communicate and raise the vibe. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? So nobody has anything to say. That's all right. I will speak for all of us. Oh, yeah, that's nice. She doesn't even think, she just does. For real. She's like a wolf pig, maybe. I can see that. Really smart. Just claws. Incredible. It's almost like a bog, you know? Like a marshland. But the thing is, you can hear vehicles in the distance as if I'm right next to the concrete jungle. And I very much so am. However, what we are doing here is creating an environment that seems distant from the rest of the world. In many ways it is, you know. Very distant from the rest of the world. Well, at least the last comment that is actually in the feed is a laughing emoji. That means we're doing something right. You know, it's not a big poo emoji, because, you know, who wants that? You know, who would want that? But we're just keeping the frequency high on this end, you know, of the gimbal. Out here creating, forward thinking, you know. Oh, standing straight, you know, taking deep breaths, all these things, man, they'll take you there. It'll get you on that righteous path, you know what I mean? Man, this gimbal is fighting. Just roasting a bone, you know? That's an old tree right there, bruh. Think about that. A very old tree. I would say 80 years old. That's my guess. It's like I'm documenting my life. You know, it's incredible. Years from now, they can look back and say, man, that guy was nuts. You know, and that's, hey, I kind of like that, you know? Because I would rather be crazy than boring any day. for sure. 100%. Wappingham, Wappingham. See, something lives in this tree, and we don't know what it is, but we can speculate, you know, on many levels, what it actually is that lives in that tree. There's a bunch of those. And it would sound scrupulous in nature. However, in fact, there are purposely placed rose bushes in front of the entrances of these trees, as if the thorns play as like a barbed wire. True story. True story. So we're still at 7 likes. Just reminding all the view bots in here that at 40 likes, I will do a dance. A rememberable montage of provocation and persistence in the eyes of creation. "41 minutes in. This is your daily dose of WTF. And that's all I can bring to you is harmonic vibes from the baritone that I wield as if it's Excalibur in the flesh, you know. Yeah, she's gone again. That's what she does, man. Hey, Duke, come over here. What are you crying about? Don't do me like that. Gotta have one of you around. All right, she'll be back. Hey, May. Yeah, I don't hear her either. I'm gonna have to put her in check, bro. She can't. Running that far off is definitely not something we want. For anyone out there that has ever walked their dog like this, you do run that risk, and that's why you feed your dog raw meat, 100%. Because they'll come back. I have faith. You know, and that's what you have to have. That's a huge tree. It's huge. Hey, yo, May. He's getting nervous. Hey, Duke. It's all right, bro. Here she comes. Come over here, May. Hey, honey, come here. Let me show you something. Come here. Good girl. She does not care whatsoever. Isn't that crazy, that can wedged in between that stick? That's been there for a while. That's crazy. Sounds like a jungle out here all of a sudden. Come on. You're the star of the show. You know it. I wonder what that bird is saying. Something like, "You're in a zoo, you human." I would say that's, you know, probably what that bird just said to me. "45 minutes into the stream. Just doing what I do. Walking, talking. Self-deprecating. This is the life we lead, the pleasantries. Hey, yo, May. Hey, why don't you come over here with me for a little bit? I know I'm rough company, you know? I'm telling you, this looks like an interactive Bob Ross video game, first person, you know? Just look at it like that. Like my soothing vocalizations are here to help you through the day. It's like an audio book that I'm writing in the moment. And since nobody's commenting, I don't even have to look down. It's kind of nice. And my gimbal arm is hella strong. Hey, yo, dogs. Hey, don't run away. Come here. It's your moment. It's all you, baby. And here we have the Rottweiler canine from the German part of the world. And we'll block that part out. But anyway, raising the frequency, you know, not being uptight. These are the ways of the Force. We may be the last of the Jedi. The Clone War is upon us, and all those different Star Wars puns. I mean, the moon is obviously a Death Star. You know? And I would say words are like lightsabers, for sure. You know? And up here are these two trees that they get along. You know, they're good neighbors. Hey, yo, May. Hey, May, come interact with these trees. Come here. You got this. Now, this very moment in history, in many ways, is symbolic of us all sharing the same roots. It's like an avatar planet, really. A vast connection of thoughts and imaginations. I'd say the reason we're all here is to get along. Yeah. Wappingham, Wappingham, and a Wappingham, ham, ham, ham. A Wappingham, and a Wappingham, a Wappingham. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate that. What do you smell? The people want to know. What exactly was that smelly? Yeah, and once again, something lives in that tree. We all know it. It's a good disguise, but not impenetrable. Man, it feels good out here. I should have brought a sleeping bag, that thermos. Just set up a camera and see what happens at night. I think that's a great idea. All the creatures. Hey, May. Hey, May, I can see you up there. Hey, May. Oh, she is far. Yeah, I see your white chest. Now, if the trees were there, she would be out of range. Good job. Very good job. A whopping ham. A ham and a whopping ham. A whopping ham. Yeah, we're feeling good. 50 minutes in. You can't ask for more. I mean, the ability to just go out and walk and breathe, you know. The ambiance it's palpable. There's no way to achieve this in the home. One day we will look back and we will yearn for these moments. And once they're forgotten, they won't exist. You know, the natural color scheme that we're all supposed to have at our beck and call. You know, the blue skies and the green trees, and whatever color the sun is. You know, I would surmise it's yellow, but it could be orangish, you know, red dish. Hey, May, I see you. I know you hear me. Hey, yo, May. I think she's just acting like she sees something way off in the distance. Man, she's man, quarter mile up that quick. It's nice out here. You can hear the water. People pay big money to get that sound in their yards. That right there. That's a true story. Imagine that. That right there. It's beautiful. It really is, man. Yeah, not so much there, but your whopping ham, it's true. Good job at coming back. This looks like artwork to me. And maybe this is my third eye attempting to find beauty in anything. But look at that. This is incredible, all those trees living amongst each other. It's like steroids for your brain right here. Being out here, it really is. Sounds crazy. What's on your mind, May? I said we go down there too. Come on. Go down towards the water. Yeah. Whopping ham and the whopping hams in the water dam. of Wappingham. This is nice, man. You know, I don't know what it sounds like on the other end of the broadcast, but hey, May, what are you doing? Hey, May, come over here. Be a good girl. If you can't hear, I'm trying to roast a bone by this stream right here. I'm trying really hard. And that's not what you want to do in life. You want to do, which is much different than trying. But here's what I can tell you. Having this in your backyard, like I was saying earlier, people pay big money for this sound. But I know why. And hopefully you all can hear it. Hey, yo, May. You good girl. I hope you guys can hear this, man, because it's captivating for real. And it's not always like this. See, it's not always like this, only when it rains. Only when it rains. Oh, nice. Very nice. Man. Come back to that. Man, really puts it in perspective, hearing that sound back there. How beautiful nature actually is, without being plugged in. I'm not trying to be too serious, but it's incredible. Just the visual spectrum of it all. But we are an hour in to the live stream, and what we were just looking at was literally a live stream. Yes. And it sounded like, man, water hitting rocks, and this doesn't sound like much until you're there on it for a few minutes and you realize it's like when you hear a bell. It's kind of the same thing. It changes the world around you in some regard. That's the thing about sound. We don't understand that our own voices could heal us. You could find a frequency that you could sing every day that would heal the cells in your body. Let's say, Wappingham, what would I need to heal from? Well, unfortunately, your own environment. Now, we are coming up on a field, and some would call this the field of dreams. This is really the only part of the trail that's opened out like this. Why they took this part out, nobody knows. They had reasons beyond our knowledge. We're passing the hour part, up to 8 likes, 50 people in here. I welcome you all to Wappingham's Forest. This is where really I connect and disconnect, you see? It's crazy how that works. You really got to stop and look up at the sky. You can see it. I don't know what that sound is, but I would surmise it's a jet. Hey, yo, Duke. Hey, yo, Duke. Hey. What the hell just happened, bro? Another one of those moments that you just have to maintain, you know what I mean? The balance, you know? It's above me is a white sky, so I can't see what's actually flying above me. Technically, I can hear it, and it sounds like a jet. But I don't see it. And that's really the point. Who's manipulating the clouds to begin with? Let me find out that the Rottweiler ran away. Where did he go? You two are playing tricks on me, huh? Hey, yo, Duke, what you see out here? This is officially an adventure. All right? 100%. I see you up there. Come over here. What are you doing, bruh? Oh, you're smelling something now, huh? Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Tripping. What is that sound, bruh? Literally, what is that sound? Sounds like a huge gust of wind right over top of me. Come on. Hey. I'll climb across this tree right here. Maybe. You having fun yet? Huh? That was cool. Come on, let's go. And that's the thing. So pretty much at the same time as hearing a jet over top of us, the dogs run away, and a gust of wind for what seemed like, you know, close enough to me to hear it, It's just strange, bro. Hey, Shinoki, come on. Yeah, when the Rottweiler starts running away, it's time to go back the way you came. I've used this as a compass in many ways. Back to the field of dreams. It's like we left something here. And maybe we did. A memory that once was. Wappingham. Oh, Wappingham. I know Wappingham. Wappingham. A fliggity floppingham. I know Wappingham. Man. Oh, it feels great out here. Just raising the frequency, you know, creating a higher density. We are 67 minutes in. We have 26 view bots in here, and I welcome you, very much so. I do. This is the forest of Wappingham. We're kind of backtracking right now, but we're going to take a different path at some point, and the destination is always the same, you know. The very essence of nature on display. It's wild because in front of me I see bugs and see, you know, birds above my head. I don't think the camera picks that up, you know. There are so many birds' nests above me. For example, just right here in this very moment, there's one, right? And then right there, there's another. And they're very well hidden. But from time to time, you will see nests up in very, very tall trees. It's just, it's unbelievable. And that's how they domesticated the, really the only American bald eagle that's in captivity. It fell out of one of the trees and walked to a grocery store. The bird's name is Challenger. I've met this bird. Celebrity. Heck, that is probably the biggest bird celebrity that I know of. All 6 pounds of him, but he's huge. You know, this American bald eagle. He's huge. And he flies during the NFL games. You know? Yes, he does. This is where we just came from. With this incredible articulation of, you know, the flow of water. a nice walking stick right there, man. But I think it was Bruce Lee that said to flow like water. You know, because water becomes anything it is a part of. Let's go back down here and check this out. Come on. Oh, Uppingham. Oh, Uppingham. Oh, Uppingham. And a ham. This is what I was talking about. This is magnificent. You know? It really is. I could attach this gimbal to a tree and just maintain. This natural sound, the elegance of it, but the ferociousness of water. Riveting, captivating, brilliant. Yeah, there's a huge bird up in a tree right next to us. But you can't see it. You can't see it with the camera. I will leave this walking stick here for someone else. Or I may come back for it. Either way. Watch us. Man, I could have stayed down in that quarry forever. Really puts it in perspective how it all works, man. Like where happiness actually is. It's like we've all watched that fireplace screensaver. It's like, you know, we've seen that. Like we listen to the ocean. You know, we listen to rain to go to sleep. Being down in that rock quarry, it really puts it in perspective, you know, how healthy it is to just hear certain sounds. You know, it's wild. Something as simple as water hitting a rock. Yeah, we don't realize everything we have plugged in at the house. All those devices are lowering our frequencies. It's unfortunate, man. And you really don't see it until you're out here. Even with this cell phone on me, it's not the same. Larry, you know this. I mean, there's other things like that are good, that just as good. But I know, you know what I'm saying. I know what you're saying. We're up to 10 likes, baby. I was saying earlier, at 40 likes, I will do a dance on camera. All right? A gyration that may have the butterfly effect in itself. I mean, really, it's just the chaos effect. Who knows what'll happen? But we are at 40 people in here, and I welcome you all. This is Wappingham's Forest. We've been out here for about an hour and a half. Just feeling good, looking good, you know. Keeping it positive, you know. Probably being watched by a wooden box. Even still, but regardless of that, that's all you can expect out of the zoo of life, you know? You know? Belladonna. I am in the state of mind incorporated within Wappingham's yesteryears. You know, in many ways, it's just on the surface. I mean, no matter what the parsec you're standing on is called. You know? It's wild how that works. Old Belladonna. That was actually one of the swords in Final Fantasy. Just me being a millennial, it's the only reason I know that. Hey, yo, May. Hey, yo, May. Belladonna. Trying to think of which. I think that was Final Fantasy VII. The Belladonna. But it could have been all of them. It's a great name. Hey, yo, May. I don't know why is no woman that I've ever met named Belladonna. This is a quandary. Yeah, we're just out here whopping. That's all we're doing. That's all we can do. And there's so many meanings to the word wop. People ask me all the time, Wappingham, what does that actually mean? And it means everything. Then it means nothing. It feels good, you know, and it sounds good. And that's really what it is. See, here's the reality. This is a door right here. That is literally a door into that tree. Or is it? The word door is just a word. Yeah, pretty much. And the word belladonna, you know, it's got the word Donna in it, which is cool. I mean, who'd have thought that Donna could have had a cooler name this whole time? What are you doing up here? As long as you're feeling good, I mean, hey, it's all that matters. Who's everyone? You got those voices in your head, Belladonna? And I don't hear that. Well, my content is yours. It's yours to judge. It's not just my content, you see, you know? And that's the truth. That's the truth. So you may be the only one in here that isn't a view bot. How would we know, Belladonna? You may be the only view bot with chatbot GBT attached to you. We all have voices in our heads. They're called nanobots, all right? You know, they came up with a fancy word called tinnitus. Really, all that is just, it's a word like any other word, right? But the truth is that when you put devices in people's heads, I mean, people with negative blood who can actually maintain the objects you put inside their cerebral cortex, you know, they're going to hear a beep, right? That's actually really funny, Belladonna. I do too. We have something in common. But like I was saying, when you're abducted by mad scientists dressed as aliens, as we all are. Hey, yo, May. She's up there frolicking hard. But you're going to have a beep in your head after the fact. All day, all night. The difference is, Mork, how you doing, man? The difference is, at nighttime, you can really hear that beeping sound in your head. But if you listen really close, you'll realize it's not your heart. And it took years of meditation, all right, to neutralize this one sound in my mind. And I could tell, even right now, that it's artificial. It's wild because just as of the past couple weeks, I pinpointed it to its very location. You know, sounds crazy. But anyway, nobody wants to hear that we're being abducted. What'd you find over there? Onward. Yeah, war side effect. Yeah, I'll tell you this. Life is a war zone. Well, but here's the truth. And I'm not trying to scare people on a live stream. This is, okay. We sleep for 1/3 of our life. Frankly, it's almost an escape. But regardless of that, it's an experimentation of sorts. It would have to be. Yeah, exactly. Nice dogs. Yeah. Right, exactly. If you know, look at the word Genesis. And look at the word geneticist, you know? It's right there in plain sight. It's pretty wild, really. It was a full moon yesterday, and technically it's only a full moon for just a moment. Just one moment each month. Because then it goes back to its other cycle. That's a clock. You know what I'm saying? So we live on a clock. See, Belladonna, I know you're listening, and I appreciate that. See, the hertz of the earth has a heartbeat, and it's 7 hertz. Okay? That just so happens to be the same hertz that your body lives on, 7 hertz, right? But imagine this. The moon, in all its physics, right? We are the only planet in the solar system that has an eclipse. So let's remember this. The moon is 400 times smaller than the sun, right? But it finds a way to be at a perfect distance to block it out entirely. You see what I mean? Can you imagine this? It's all numbers. It really is. It's all numbers. Think about it. We're all in a trance-like state. We're just looking at a magical square box. We just don't know it. Hey, yo, May. You know, a box within a box within a box. It's a tesseract. And that's the truth. Atoms. Neutrons, electrons, photons, protons, you know. Well, look. The word perfect is another word. Who's to say anyone's ever been perfect? Who's to say what the law would or would not be? You must realize it's the opinions we all adhere to are just that. The only moment that actually exists is right now. And that's why, I welcome all of you. We are in the future, literally. We are the future. The past does not exist, you see? And neither does anything else. It's wild. So it's like, all right, so this dog ran away. But if I get, antsy and anxious, right? If I let it get to me and I don't have faith in the fact that she's going to run back this way, right? Then I'm changing the future no matter what I do. So look, there she is. It's a great example. She was there the whole time. But you have to have faith in what you don't see. It's incredible. See, in these doctoral books, they'll tell you, if you wake up to an alarm, you have sleep apnea. So what this means is that a vast majority of people in the first world, in the modern world, none of them are actually sleeping the way that their body's intended to sleep. You see, they're forced to wake up to an electronical device, right? Imagine that. Tell them, Benji. That's beautiful, No better time than now. But just imagine that, sleep. And the Matrix waking you up every day. And the Matrix telling you who your friends are, right? And they tell you who likes you. I was very young when I realized that the mirror had nothing to do with who I was, And then they integrated the word selfie into the dictionary, and I knew it was all over, man. I'm not gonna lie. We are in an hour and a half into the stream, 46 people, 12 likes. Like I was saying earlier, at 40 likes, I will do a dance on camera. An extraordinary, rhythmic, harmonic, cylindrical expose of sorts. that may change the very fabric of what we are accustomed to seeing a human capable of doing. I'm just putting it out there. That is at 40 likes. But anyway, back to what I was saying about us raising the frequency. That's what we're doing on this live stream. Come on. Good job. That's all we can do. The world is in turmoil because we're creating it. You know, if you think about it. I do remember when communications existed in that form. Now, I'm just old enough to remember before we had a bunch of TV channels, right? Let's just say. When I came into this world, you know, we were still hiding Playboys under our beds. Thank God for that. And for anyone who's listening, Playboy is steroids for your brain. Okay? Kind of like this live stream. Literally steroids for your brain. Yeah, the kids aren't outside, but remember what the Asians said they were going to do to America. They were going to take over without ever firing a bullet. So that's what's happened. The takeover is in front of your face. Okay, they've got drones. Somebody has drones. And a mothership. Listen, we can no longer give credence to anything the Pentagon or any high form of military advising says in public. Okay? As of a few days ago. Right? That's really what we should all be talking about right now. That's right, the art of war. Arms and acres. That's exactly right. Here we are. I'm telling you. And I've been telling people for a long time, when it happens, it's gonna happen and we're not even gonna know it. Now, I'm not trying to be overly serious, but $1 trillion. Neil Tyson deGrasse said it best, right? He said, so hold on, the Pentagon's budget is $1 trillion a year. And you mean to tell me they cannot classify an object in our airspace off the coast of New Jersey? That should mortify all of us. Honestly. I can't even believe I'm out here on a trail right now acting as if everything's all right. If I'm being serious. You know, I don't live in New Jersey right now, but I have. True story. I lived on an island called Brigantine, right outside of Atlantic City. What the fuck was that? Yo, bro. Yo, I know someone heard that huge. That is a very huge beaver. Anyway. Let's go forward. That was really cool. Come on. They're shook up. That's why you all were over there, huh? That's a huge beaver dam, son. But yeah, back to the point. You know. Yeah, but look, we can't. Look, man. We have to force disclosure. It's unfortunate, but that's how it works. It really is. You know, to sit here and say that we haven't all seen an anomaly in the sky. What if the moon was the anomaly? As far as I can see, I mean, the moon does whatever it wants. Literally, does whatever it wants. right? They named the moon. They named the moon from a day ago, the cold moon. That was a cold moon, but now we got 3 super moons. We live in a harvest. They call them harvest moons. So let's go back to the drone situation. Could you imagine the word drone is a fancy term for ship, right? So we hear drones. We say, oh man, we've all been accustomed to seeing these drones in everyone's hands, right? But just imagine if the takeover, the true takeover took place, it began, right? And we're all gonna start seeing these drones above us and saying nothing about it. But they're police drones. Can you imagine that? Well, always remember what UFO stands for. Unfunded opportunity. So when you see Starlink in the air, okay, and you see really a satellite radar system, they're looking for neutrinos, which are exotic particles, which only exist in the subatomic realm. But when they show themselves in our dimension, that means that it's an exotic vehicle. This is true stuff. Don't take my word for it, right? So what you're seeing is, in the sky above you is a surveillance grid. And that's what Roswell was. We shot down a ship, period. You know? The war has not ended. And when you look up and you see clouds, and they're there, man. They're right above you. Think about it. If they'll come out of their way, if they'll go out of their way to put drones off the coast of New Jersey, hundreds of them, off a mothership, and use that terminology, what do you think's actually above us? It would blow our minds. We'd lose our minds if we knew the truth about the moon, Belladonna, if you really want to be serious. Elon Musk has come out and said we can't go to the moon. Think about that. How are we going to go to Mars? Think about it. You know, somebody should right now, while we're on this live stream, somebody look up New Jersey drones. Hey, yo, May. Somebody look up New Jersey drones. See right now where they're at with that. If any of the verbiage has changed, right? Have they yet said the source of this object that's essentially invaded our airspace? And not only this, during the Pentagon briefing, the representative for a senator for New Jersey said that, well, Iran deployed this a month ago. Could you imagine the correlation between the two? It reminds me of this powerful saying, is that the only thing more powerful than information is misinformation, you see? So no matter what we believe, that's where we're at, you know? Really, it's in the wording. What would the difference between drones and UFOs actually be? Right? Are these manned vehicles? I mean, really, let's ask ourselves these questions. So when we go to sleep, what if we don't remember what happens when we're asleep? I mean, I'm just saying. Could you imagine? But we're firing on all cylinders out here, you know? Yeah, they're lit up, so whatever, exactly. That's right, Arms and Acres. That's the point. And this takes us back to the art of war. Okay? Can you imagine? The Trojan horse. I mean, it really is. I know we're 100 minutes into this stream, and now we're talking about leaving our body while we sleep. You know, and I'd say this is suspended animation regardless. You know. Belladonna, look up the silver cord that attaches you to your body. Look that up. So as you astro travel, and it's not that we all don't, we just don't remember doing it. You see how that works? That's the difference. But this is just like abduction. It's the same thing. Whether these are aliens or angelic beings or just mad scientists, right? Would we remember this powerful anesthesiologist that's there, you know, controlling what we remember? And that's the incredible nature of the beast. It really is. You know, what you see before you is my matrix, you know? And we all have one. It's like it's a habitat within the mind. It really is. Think about it. It's all based off of what we see. Your eyes are technically connected to your pineal gland, which makes it the only external gland. It's incredible. It's incredible how that works, you know. Oh, Wappingham, oh, Wappingham, oh, Wappingham, and a ham. Where'd you go, bro? Just out here whopping. We're going back and forth and back. Feeling good, looking good. Raising the frequency, bringing up topics that need to be spoken about. You know, science and faith go hand in hand because us saying that science isn't magic, you know, we're naive. If you think that, really what you have is this brilliant nature of humans that we all adhere to. It's this pontificating of tribulation and survival. We will fight to stay alive. That is our goal. All right? We really will. And that's how you know this is an experiment. So when you have nightmares, you're being put through a gambit. They seem natural, but they're interjections, if you will. They're hallucinations. And this in the moment very well may be just another hallucination, you see. How would we know? Right? Right. Right, they fight. They're fighting. And the people are praying over them, and they live. That's right. When you lose your will to live, you cease to exist. Write that down. You know? It's incredible. True enlightenment is very harsh because it is nirvana. And these words I'm using, they're very Buddhist oriented, but they have origins that are millennial. They're millennium in it and advancement. I mean, you're talking thousands and thousands of years. And The reality is that no one can teach you enlightenment. No book, no symbol, no person can reteach enlightenment. It can only be equivocated to some interpretation, you know? And that's really all I'm attempting to exacerbate out here. That's exactly right, Belladonna. It all comes from within. I mean, I've read the Bible, and I've read the Gita, and I've read the Tao, and many books in between. And I go back and I reread them, and they're all pretty much saying the same thing, okay? You have to have faith. And this is, it's easy to understate that, you know what I mean? The Quran. Now, do you know where Muhammad got his vision from? Was from Gabriel. Did you know that, Belladonna? And you can say no if you didn't. Hey, yo, May. Okay. So this all goes within the realm of opinion, which everything else is inscribed with is an opinion, you know, and that's all I have, or you, or any of us. Other people's journey, thank God for their journeys that they have been able to write down. Because I would say one day we won't be able to write these provocations down, right? What we're discovering, these enlightened moments, right? And when that time comes and the AI and the robots have control over, really essentially the thought police, right? Have control over our ability to, you know, as literarians, have diaries even. It would be illegal. You got to understand what's coming. Like Canada just got rid of their guns. I want you to think about this. What would make Canada safer? Not being able to have a rifle. How does that make them safer? That's besides the point. That's, you know, if America is any example of that, it has nothing to do with the guns themselves, you know. It's 1984, you see. That's exactly right. Somebody's had to say it. People don't understand. So hold on. You mean that the Canadian military still has those guns though, right? I mean, not the ones they ship to Ukraine. I mean, the same caliber, you know, like the military has ARs in Canada. Well then, I mean, shouldn't they get rid of theirs too? You know? But no, just the peoples. They did this same thing in Australia. You see? Imagine that. Right, they have the monopoly on violence. It's a very good way to put it. In that same book, 1984, they would broadcast hate every day to the people. It would broadcast hate. And the people would watch it and take it in. And man, they felt good about that. But not really. But they couldn't write either. Can you imagine right now what's going on? I appreciate that, Belladonna. Can you imagine the reality of the world amongst us? It's intrusive. But if they gave power, if we all gave the power to the kids, you know, we all gave power to kids, man. Can you imagine that? Instead of these grown-ups, you know, just think about that. So we just lost. We went from 40 people to 16 because I'm saying that guns are a good thing. But what people don't understand, man, they don't understand. But what are you gonna do, man? You know? There's already people commenting on my channel over the past several days complaining about it. It's like, I'm the wrong person to complain to. Should have done that, you know, for Canada before it happened. True story. The elevated reptile. You gotta love that name. You really do. I mean, look, man, if guns kill people, then refrigerators make us fat. I mean, that's a true story. It's like you never left, elevated. It's like you never left, you know. We are closing in on 2 hours in Wappingham's Forest, raising the frequency, talking about the drone situation, AKA something's got to give situation that's taking place off the coast of America. You know, I don't hear any monumentous announcements that should be taking place, which makes no sense. Someone tell me what's going on, because I don't know. But if you do, man, speak up. If someone knows the actual location of the origins, you know, of the drones above us, I would say it's our own military. I may just be rambling on to myself. Yeah, that's how they keep us going. That is how they keep us going. But look, New Jersey, people in Jersey they're not going to lay down, I don't think. You know. But then you look at 9/11 and that, you know, if the people in New York just let that go. Think about that. I tell people that all the time. They tell me it's just going to take one thing for it all to go. You know, I'm like, look, man, they literally blew up skyscrapers in the biggest city in America and blamed it on airplanes. And then started a war overseas. Like, none of it makes any sense. I mean, I just want you to think. So now we've got literally a mothership. They have called it the Pentagon representation at a podium has called this a mothership that they do not believe to be an adversary whatsoever. None of this makes sense. And if you haven't seen these clips, you gotta look them up, because the true meaning behind this stuff is it's not being broadcasted, obviously. You know? We as people on the surface of a rock we deserve to know what's above us. I mean, this is the truth. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, Belladonna. Too many school shootings, but there's too many violent video games and movies. So a lot of these kids, they don't even realize that they're killers for real. These kids are killers. They're being trained how how to whop on somebody in 3D, for real. It's kind of mind-blowing. Go ahead and play Resident Evil 7 on VR. Change your life. By the way, I don't recommend playing it at all. I was just kidding. Don't do it. But yeah, man, I don't know if you look up at night, but man, I'm always in the sky. And I can tell you something's going on right above us. We all know it. For them to bring it out and put it in the forefront and not attempt to hide it it's very brash. You know, that's how you know it's an invasion. We can all call it whatever we want. Technically, it's an invasion. What's going on in New Jersey? Because those drones are now they're in Pennsylvania and New York, right? But you don't hear anything about it. That's wild, really. It's a wild thing. What do you think about this? About 2 hours in on the stream. I'm having a great time. It feels good out here. It really does, man. You know? That you should have recorded it. And even then, people still will be skeptical as to what you recorded, you know? And they're using the clouds. I'm not trying to turn this into a conspiracy podcast, but maybe it has already turned into that. So let's really ask ourselves, who's controlling the weather? Right? Let's really ask ourselves, man, who's controlling the clouds? Because if you ask Google what the clouds are, they're just water. That's all the clouds are, baby. They're vapor, you know? Vapors, baby. So think about that. Would the moon not be the one to control the water? If the moon controls the tides? But that's what I'm saying. Belladonna, you know what if you Google it right now while we're live, just ask Google what information is coming up about the drones in New Jersey. I just want to know if it has to say anything different. Because you would think if the Pentagon had to address it, that it's a big deal, right? I mean, let's really think about this. They could have easily just made something up to top it all off. They could have said, hey, man, that was little Joey. You know what I mean? Little Joey Venmo'd. What is it, Venmo? He got his mom's credit card and Venmo'd all these drones. They didn't say anything like, you don't hear, and you heard a senator. I want to bring this to your attention. At the same time that the Pentagon was holding a press conference, okay, with knowledge of these drones, a representative for the state Senate of New Jersey said that they came from Iran. Bro, we're cooked. I'm gonna tell you right now on this live stream. Legit. Hella cooked. That's what I'm seeing. Arms and acres, legit. Something was just held for retrieval. There you go. See, that's right, a false flag that's gonna lead to some type of legality. Could you imagine security measurements? They would have to change something in the law books, right? Grumpy Roach, what says to read the Bible? Yeah, that's funny how we don't see them during the day. That's funny because you're not seeing it because of the blue light that's above you. You're looking at a hologram, you just don't know it. Think about it. Think about what's coming. The invasion's already begun. They just don't want to admit it. Think about it. They'll hold off. They'll hold off as long as they can before they absolutely have to tell us the truth. And by then, it won't even be the truth. Think about that. Let that resonate. And anyone in here who's not a bot, you know what I'm saying? Don't take my word for it. Just tonight, when you're supposed to be asleep, obeying in your bed, right, in front of your TV, go outside and look up. You'll see it. It's already there, bruh. No matter what we all think, bruh, it's already happened. They got to hold on for as long as they can before we notice it. And they hope that by the time we do notice it, it's already too late. Just remember I said this. For real. For real. Godspeed, man, I'm telling you. You can feel the presence everywhere you go. Who you think created camera lenses and the internet and irrigation and propulsion and the moon? Who you think created everything around us? You know? It's the grand design. It's built for us to not see it. You know? Wild, man. But we are 2 hours into the stream and hopefully raising the frequency. And that's all we can do, you know? Out here talking about topics that need to be at the forefront of discussions across the world. What's really going on above us? You know? Really, I think it's brilliant to bring this up. It is. It almost frustrates me to no avail. That they don't, you know, they show us a picture of the moon. You know, they show us a video from the moon landing such a long time ago. Where's the Twitter account on the moon? You know what I mean? Like, if it could exist, it would, you know? That leads me to believe I'm looking at like a cardboard cutout. You know, it reminds me of those old movie sets. You know, those old movie sets that like off in the distance, it looks like, you know, these never-ending hills, right? That go to the Emerald City. It's wild, really. Germany. Julian. How are things in Germany, Julian? We must know. Are you seeing anything in the sky? Carlos Alberto Cortinez Laxi. Yes, all those words. At least somebody knows what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. At least somebody knows. Wappingham, Wappingham, and a Wappingham, Wappingham. And I have to sing to keep from screaming at the sky. I know they're there. And that's what you have to remember. Just because we don't see them does not mean they're not there. Okay? You'll say, well, who are they? Well, this is food for thought. Just imagine. If the moon controls the water of Earth, and by that I mean the ocean and the menstrual cycle of a woman, essentially the water controls the movement of the tide of the ocean. That means it would control the clouds. And this is sus. This is extremely sus because in my 40 years of life, yes, I'm a dinosaur, I have seen this object in the sky show itself in the daytime periodically and then be gone in the night, right? And I want you to imagine it's the only object in our sky that does this, you know? And you never see the other side of it, right? So we're being shown celestial bodies that are millions of light years out there with the James Webb telescope. But for some odd reason, man, don't you know, they've never shown us the dark side of the moon. Well, go figure, you know? Literally, Belladonna, people trying to play God is probably the reason we're in this mess. Okay? Imagine that. We have Congress stating out loud that aliens are demons. Let's remember what's actually taken place in the past couple months. Not only is there a drone, aka UFO swarm, coming from a mothership, right, off the coast of New Jersey, but just a month ago, in a televised congressional hearing of sorts, they said out loud, right, that aliens were demons. I want, if you're not a view bot, I want you to stomach that for a moment. If you can hear me out there. We must reverberate these quandaries, or no one will. Can you imagine? I mean, really, think of the truth. It's mind-boggling on every level. A first world country known as America that's being taken over in the moment. And the participants in the experiment, a double-blind study at that, have no idea that they're participating in the experiment. Can you imagine that? We should make a movie out of that. You know? I wonder what it'll be called. Maybe Dr. Strangelove, the revitalized virgin. Yeah, that's a great title. You know? Because no matter what we think, that's what it is. It's the military-industrial complex. No matter what we believe. You know, we have to open our eyes to it at some point. I know we're pushing this live stream to 3 hours and beyond because I'm feeling good and looking good. And I think we've raised the frequency. And you can see up there that the sun is trying to peek through, right? I mean, honestly, the sun is attempting to show its beautiful face for our benefit. It seems like we're blocking it. But what do I know, you know? What do I know? Is all your energy gone? It's time to lay down, isn't it? I love how the last word in the chat is ignorance. It's hilarious. I just want you to realize it's raining right now. Completely white in the sky. And the sun is out. To some capacity, you know. Belladonna, good to have you. I'm just out here whopping. I don't know anything, Belladonna. I appreciate you thinking that, but I don't want you to think that. I want you to understand that I don't know anything. All right? And that's the problem. I don't know why I'm here. It bothers me. All right? And I don't know where I'm going. And I don't know where I came from. And all three of those things bother me deeply. That's what I know. You know, they should bother all of us. It really does seem like we are living in a genetical experiment that almost a harnessing of energy that we are doing, or being harnessed or harvested as an energy source. I mean, really. It sounds obscene on many levels. And I don't know how we're only at 15 likes at all. This has been, the conversations that have taken place today are powerful. So much power. And I don't know what they're talking about on other streams, but they're probably not outside. Hey, yo. Hey, bro. What are you eating? Hey. Hey. Come here. Hey. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, we have a purpose. It's for extrapolation. Come on. Hey, broski. What happened to you just now? You know? Very much so. I agree, Belladonna. Hey, yo, May. I hear you up there. Hey, yo, May. Yeah, I knew it. I knew where you were. Yeah, I agree. It's like dropping diamonds that people don't know are diamonds. It's just a very old story. Hey, bro, if you don't, can we just walk this way, guys? Come on. Making me seem mean out here, man. We don't like that. I'm not mean. It reminds me of this old story that Alfred told to Batman. You know, Alfred told Batman about this guy who had taken a town hostage in the Congo. And they couldn't catch up with him. All right? Because the guy really didn't play by rules. He didn't want money. He didn't want anything, really. He just wanted to destroy everything. And while they were out there in the Congo, they pulled up on a little kid who had what they thought was like a softball in his hand. And it was a ruby. You know, they didn't even know what they had. They didn't care. They didn't care, but that kid had that ball, that ruby ball, was playing with it. And that's the point in this, is that Belladonna, you know, the knowledge that actually exists, if you don't know it doesn't, then it actually doesn't. It's how the Matrix works. It's a program that tells us to eat, tells us to sleep, and to procreate, and to walk and talk, and to move our hands. It tells us what to say and when to say it. All right? It tells us when to breathe and when not to. And I promise you, literally every aspect of everyone's life is embedded and coded, if you will, within the programming of the Matrix. And no matter what you think, okay, the Matrix is live. 100%. Of course I do. And that butterfly effect is the reason I'm out here, Belladonna. You know, if I didn't believe in it, I would be on a couch, albeit a nice one, sprawled out and turning into a potato right now. That's where I would be, you know. I think my voice and my movements and what I'm doing right now on this live stream is raising the harmonic frequency of the earth. That's my belief, you know. You see what I'm saying? That's my belief. Can you imagine this? Imagine we're already in a video game. An RPG. Can you imagine that? Think about that. Why wouldn't we be? Right? They don't know why you think. The neural pathways, the neural logistics behind it all, they don't know why. No matter what they say, they have no idea. You know? No doctors, neuroscientists, they don't know. It's all coming from within their mind. Whatever they think they know. It's like a beacon. Hey, yo, May. Hey, yo, May. She's so far up there. She just keeps going a little bit further. I don't think the camera can catch that. Hey, yo, May. She's slick. She's very slick. We are 2 hours and 20 minutes into the live stream. Man, out here killing it, feeling good, looking good. That's all we can do, all right? Raising the frequency. We're gonna cleanse the air, so to speak. You know? Make that vibe hella vibrant. That's all we can do, you know? Bring light to the situation. We're pushing a 3-hour stream, and it's not that easy out here. Well, the dream world is, oh man, it's freedom. You know, I'd say that's what the dream world is, baby. That's freedom. It's also how you can tell we're already robots. In some aspect. It's like we're recharging a battery. You know, if you don't sleep, man, you will malfunction. No matter what you think is happening. You know, you will definitely malfunction hard without proper sleep and water. One of those two things, bruh, you're gone. Done for without them, you know? Oh yeah, let's go back this way. Come on. But yeah, you know, we're whopping. On the journey back, had a great time. Got this gimbal attached to my arm right now. Birds in the background. Looking straight ahead. Should have bought a sleeping bag. Dogs are tired. And that's what happens when you have 4 legs. You get tired. You're walking a lot and all that. I love how deep this has all gotten. There's no reality, Belladonna. You can think that. But the fact that you think that is what makes you a robot. It's incredible. The concept behind it. I mean, yeah, it's beautiful. I still have issues with the fact that there's something above us that we don't see. All right, I think that's where this conversation went for a while. That nobody's really bringing that up. I don't think people want to talk about it, you know? If you could imagine that. Nobody wants to talk about things they can't see. It bothers them, you know? People love angels, though, because they can't see them, you see? And that's reality. And that's reality. Yes, it is. We went pretty far down this trail today. It's nice, man. You just got to stand up straight, you know, take a deep breath. You know, I think the politics of life. So what made you think they were angels, Belladonna? See, it's like that term that old term, man, they sing like an angel. How would anybody know that? You know? It is hard to explain. You felt like they were angels, right? That's cool, I get it. You saw silhouettes of light. I've seen them. It's like an ambiance that, you know, stays with you for the rest of your life. I know what you mean. Yeah, I've seen those beings. I can only hope that they're the star people that we all talk about, and not just more figments of our imagination running wild, you know. These dogs are kind of like the angels beside me right now. You know? It's like a mental, physical exercise out here, man. Right, that's where faith tells you what you think you're seeing. No, I agree. It's very odd, the way faith works. Because not everyone has faith. They have to, seeing is believing on every level. And that's really not how it works, you know? Yeah, that's not how it works. You know what I mean. It's like, man, the incredible nature of the unseen realm amongst us is really what I'm interested in. I'm trying to figure out, see all the space between matter. It has to have some type of source. And that source has to have something behind it. I mean, that's how you know this is the grandest experiment. I mean, but that's the point. Love is a mental illness. No matter what you think. It really is. I mean, when you have a broken heart, man, it's a metaphor, but they know it in doctoral college, not that I went there. People with broken hearts are actually more prone to heart attacks because when you have one, it tears the tissue around your heart. So you literally have a heart you literally have a broken heart. Like when you get a broken heart, it's kind of crazy, I'm sure everyone can hear the dogs panting. They're wore out. I have so many layers on myself. It's incredible how many. Natural breathing. Well, I appreciate you noticing that. Many, many, many years of training. All right. Many, many years of training myself for this very moment. If you could imagine that. Really, I've performed in front of live audiences and sung songs and been someone else, and I've live streamed video games for 7 hours at a time. I've done polar plunges. Some of the things I've done, and it's incredible on that channel. I've got a video with like 90,000 views. It's a short. And the only reason it's got 90,000 is because I fell through a deck. So essentially it's a blooper. And it's wild because I've posted maybe 3,000 different videos, right? And my main video is just me falling through a deck, right? It's not my music. It's not the woods. No creativity involved at all. And that's the reality. Okay? People would rather see a train wreck rather than a sunset. And it's disappointing, I think, but I appreciate you noticing that I'm capable of doing all these multitasking and keeping that bass in my voice. It's a skill, legitimate. And I even myself, I go off the rails and start talking at the screen instead of with you guys. True story. We are 2.5 hours in on the Madewski. Only got 15 likes. But it's quality over quantity, as far as I'm concerned. Wappingham, oh Wappingham, and oh Wappingham, oh Wappingham. Yeah, and a ham, Wappingham. See, that's right, Belladonna. Simplicity is love, and love is simple. And it is the answer, no matter what we think. But we still have nuclear bombs, and it makes no sense. I mean, look, if there's an alien threat on the moon, and we need to fire a nuke at it, I would understand that completely. I kind of feel like that may be the source of our matrix is the moon. But hey, for us to have nuclear bombs to shoot at each other sounds counterproductive. Yeah. What do I know, though? I'm just Wappingham, right? Wappingham, a ham, and a Wappingham, Wappingham. They do see a fight. They're like, get him, fight. It's like, man, you watch them become animals. You know, they love to see people get hurt. And that's why we're all on this rock. We're feral. And with that said, I'd rather be feral than sterile. Or named Daryl. I wouldn't want that either. But that's why you got to look forward. Not at other people's, you know. When you get older, you'll realize, man, watching a train wreck is bad karma. Someone write that down. Wappingham, and a ham. Yeah, I live in my own reality, Belladonna. It's Wappingham's reality, if you want to call it that. I try to stick to that script that I've already written in my mind. True story, you know? If you could only imagine what I've seen. You could only imagine what I've seen in the sky above. They keep on pretending like we're the only ones. You could only imagine what I've seen in the sky. It'll give you the chills and make you want to cry. If you could only imagine. People of Earth, I welcome you to Wappingham's Forest. You know? Great conversation, Belladonna. You have a great day. Oh, man, look. I got company. Don't you worry about me. Don't you worry about me. We've been out here for almost 3 hours. Had a blast. For real. If I could stay for 23 hours, I would. But I'd have to build a toilet out here somewhere. And I just feel like that'd be a hard task. It'd be difficult. I gotta build a fridge and it's kind of cold. But other than that, I mean, this is nice. That's right, that butterfly effect, baby. We'll keep on with it. Keep going forward with it. I'm thinking about reading a book out loud later, by the way. We'll see if I do that. I may not, but I might. It may be a great idea to read 1984 out loud for everyone to understand. But either way, this has been a presentation of Wappingham's Forest. Hopefully, this entices you to find a forest near you. It's a peaceful place. You know, and with that said, I love you all.